Next up, we'll be having a spoken word performance by Roberto Enamorado.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Great. So, well, I guess I want to talk a little bit about, coming to conclusions, right? So often the first thing that stops us is, the process of understanding. And we look to blame other people, we make excuses. It's kind of like we push the responsibility on other people, and it's like we're going to win a prize for, oh, it's that person's fault, or what excuse you make. And the problem is that we're conditioned to blame others, right? But who has the confidence to help another? In a sick society where feeling superiority is the priority, putting faults under a microscope, instead take time to cope. Be patient and compassionate to cut the psychological rope. Consider starting these changes today. Today. Procrastination is the key to remain enslaved, indoctrinated in the same. Ego expands while your confidence is slain. You put me through some stuff I may take to the grave. Deep inside, I wish to be strong. I wish to be brave. I was going insane when I was playing this game, but when I have my own or someone else's, I may put them through the same. This is the cycle that many encounter. It doesn't have to be this way. This is not the answer. Abundant dysfunction, part of the upbringing. This is something we can change for a better living. I know it sounds kind of selfish, but it's true. I've convinced myself that what I put you through is good for you. See, I was never taught the difference between respect and fear. So this is the only way I know how to love you, my dear. Dear. I see you crying inside, crying outside, and crying alone. Someone's too busy BSing on the phone, BSing at a home. The beginning of life with no choice where you lay. Since the beginning, you feel betrayed, getting neglected since the age of 7 days. This is okay where your family stays. Glassy-eyed child, there's abuse where you play. When you neglect or abuse the present, we are forced to deal with a tormented future. So thank you. There was mention about coming to conclusions before, and we sometimes hold on to our own opinions, our own values, our own perspectives as if they didn't come from anywhere else, as if the knowledge didn't stem from something else. And the next piece, actually, I remember I was actually doing some exercise, and I was listening to the Tron album, and I just happened to go on my computer, and somebody posted up, it was like turning poetry into rap. And then for some reason, I just went off, and I just started writing just out of nowhere. And actually, this movement here, I started working on applying some of the information that was being passed around. Well, that's my goal, as far as just sharing information on what we can do, providing an opportunity for people to learn together. So I'm coordinating a hydroponics workshop. If anybody's interested in that, feel free to reach out to me. I'll connect with you. I'll give you more details on that. Hydroponics, thank you, Key. So hydroponics is essentially the process of growing plants without soil. So we mentioned topsoil being a problem, all pollution and all that. So what's good about hydroponics is that, as opposed to just relying on growing food horizontally, you can start stacking your plants. So you can have one layer growing here, have some artificial light, and have another layer. So essentially making a skyscraper of food. So as we keep moving to urban communities, as the populations keep becoming more dense, you're going to have to start stacking up your food the same way we stack up apartments, the same way people live on top of each other, essentially. You're going to have to do that same thing with food. So I'm big on learning collectively. I'm not here to teach people how to do things and be some type of overseer on how things get done. I essentially wanted to learn this and thought it'd be good to talk about technical solutions to learn together. So if you want to join me, I'll give you more information on that afterward. And soliloquies, where's Vance at? So interestingly enough, like the next piece has that word 3 times in it. So here we go. What was known as land of the free, home of the brave, is land of the trauma, home of the pain, land where dreams are sold but empathic reality betrays. Highlighting the living conditions of popes and paupers, can we think broader, beyond the artificial constructs of classes and borders, for the people we slaughter, the ones we collaborate with in human traffic, their sons and daughters? Letter to the divided states of globalized marauders. I got this feeling churning, working on something, but I got this yearning. Wheels are in motion, so like the world I'm turning. Poetry into rap. Rap into poetry, titles are not slowing me. I let the energy flow in me, flow out of me. What's a capacity when I feel the possibility of probability? We stand with gravity, molecularly, subatomically, combining quantum mechanics and general relativity, the human element in this galactic soliloquy. It's you, it's me, it's us, it's we for a moment in time. Skip the theology and scientific theory, indulge in this universal interconnectivity. I don't claim to be a gangster. I don't claim to be a thug. I don't front, cause I never was, but I know what channeling energy does in the wrong direction. There's no time for protection, innocent or not. It's only the wrath of reaction. There's no compassion. It will consume you. Nothing is sacred. Are you going to fight the reality that's being pasted or be disconnected and filled with hatred? Watch as we explode. If we can't let go the demise of humanity, then we implode. Fueling the economy through hyperconsumption. Attempts to fill a void that will never be glossing. Big boy toys, soon obsolete, commences the tossing. Labor providers hanging in, barely staying out of a coffin. Screw an enslaving road to El Dorado. Tiene que ser práctico, Roberto Enamorado. Putting in a few drops for a better tomorrow. I'll pass on that phony baloney, homie. If you don't feel me, I suggest you do, because we are Legion, the one, the power to the people's crew. Whoa, they're everywhere. The incredible rebels, we make it audibly legible to reach higher vibrational levels. Raise the decibels, I want to push boulders, but I'm starting with pebbles. Was on my way to being another young, locked up devil from the parental, driving me mental. So now I'm obsessed with changing my environmental, revving up with New York speed. I got my foot to the pedal, turning. Poetry into rap. Rap into poetry, titles are not slowing me. I let the energy flow in me, flow out of me. What's a capacity when I feel the possibility of probability? We stand with gravity, molecularly, subatomically, combining quantum mechanics and general relativity, the human element in this galactic soliloquy. It's you, it's me, it's us, it's we for a moment in time. Skip the theology and scientific theory, indulge in this universal interconnectivity. I strive to be nicer than nice, nicer like twice, thrice, with more flavor than the kilo of spice. Quasat Satirac, tougher than tough acting, tenacting. www.ihearts.us, but I'm pissed off with these words I'm packing. Raw and organic, unlike your saccharin. Between injuries, I fought disease, but I want to bounce back. And in the face of many, extracting and retracting information in GDP, but the planet's health is not factored in. Incorrect grammatically, but more relevant than your school's itinerary. As a matter of fact, more factual than the excrement from your radios and TVs. Commercial methodologies whack as the populace gets abused by honey smacks. The culture is jacked, black, fat cats ransack, steal from the many, then play jacks. Run back and burn tracks, hide behind suits and murder you with your own tax. Crashing your set, shifting trajectory, wiping you out like meteors. Burn libraries, illegal books, disappearing links, suppression of media, vilified slaves, misery profiteering, commodified planet, alternative logic for media. Turning poetry into rap.
Rapping the poetry, titles are not slowing me. I let the energy flow in me, flow out of me. What's a capacity when I feel the possibility of probability? We stand with gravity, molecularly, subatomically, combining quantum mechanics and general relativity, the human element in this galactic soliloquy. It's you, it's me, it's us, it's we. It's you, it's me, it's us, it's we. It's you, it's me, it's us, it's we. For messages of peace to manifest in unity, critically proceed intuitively, the new cool will have to be foresight and empathy.